What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is not going to be a fun, entertaining video at all. It's actually going to be about the fires in Maui, Hawaii. And a lot of you guys have reached out and asked me if my family's okay. And I really appreciate you guys for asking. Yeah, my family is good. I didn't make a video right away, even though I do have a connection to Hawaii. I didn't make a video right away because I just didn't think it was in good taste to do something like that, especially the first day that it happened. Plus two, there's more information that comes out, more details. So I wanted to really wait, a week or so before I said anything about it. But I do appreciate you guys that reached out to me when it was happening and asked me if everything's okay. I know a lot of you guys have family out there too, so I hope your family's okay as well. It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking what happened. In many ways, I don't even know really what to say, to be quite honest, because I'm still in shock, right? If you've ever been to Lahaina, it's a beautiful town. It's an old, ancient fishing village. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I still can't fathom that it's gone. There's so much history in that town. And I don't know. It's just, I'm still in shock. I can't even imagine the locals that live there, what you guys are going through. My heart goes out to you guys. Prayers to you guys. It's heartbreaking to see the devastation, especially now that we're coming up on 2 weeks. You really see the devastation. It's horrible, and the stories that you hear about what happened. We're already over 100 people confirmed dead, but I guarantee you that there's a bigger number there. Probably going to be a couple hundred, if not 1,000 people, because the details are just so horrific. I don't even want to really say it. I don't want to disrespect anyone's friends or families that perished. First off, let me clear the record. I'm not from Hawaii. My connection to Hawaii is my wife. I lived there for over a decade. So when you live someplace and adopt that place as your home, and you fall in love with that place, you feel like that's your family too. That's your home too. There's a saying, you don't have to be Hawaiian. You can just adopt the Hawaiian culture and aloha. And that's what I did. I moved there. Everybody kind of looked like me. I mean, when you look like me, it's easy to blend in, especially in a place like Hawaii. And that was a cultural shock to me. It was easy to fall in love with that place. And then of course I met my wife there. She's a beautiful island girl with a big, huge family. I'm an only child. And she's got 10 aunties and a million cousins on all different islands, including Maui. I think the big question is was it preventable? And I think it was. At least a lot of the loss of life was preventable. And that's what the core of this video is about. Was the loss of life in Maui preventable? So let's start from the top. It almost doesn't matter how the fire started, because fires happen, guys. I hate to break it to you, but natural disasters and fires, they happen. Especially when you have a recipe for disaster like Maui had. It's on the dry side of the island, not the jungle green side. It's on the dry desert side. It has invasive African grass that grows super tall, really tall, dries up and dies, and just becomes this big, thick shag carpet of fire fuel. And then you have a storm, which they have all the time. Every year there's a storm, but you have high winds that move those elevated wires that are above ground on old telephone poles, flopping around in 50, 60, 70-mile winds. Transformers are going to blow. They blow every year. I've seen them blow in Vegas, and you have blackouts happen and fires happen. Transformers explode and cause fire. Well, you do that on top of thousands and thousands of acres of dry grass, and you're going to have a bad fire for sure. So I totally do not believe it was the government, you know, using space satellites with directed energy laser beams to shoot, you know, the strategic location of Lahaina so some rich people can just build a smart city. I don't believe that one bit. That's a funny theory. I'm not saying it's not possible. It totally sounds possible, but I don't think that's what they did. I don't think they used the $1 trillion of resources just so some rich people can build some condos. I don't think that at all. No. Leave a comment below if you disagree. What's more important though is the response to a fire. No matter who started the fire, the response to the fire. So the fire, I don't know when it started, but it started in the darkness, early in the morning when the sun was still down. People are sleeping, and there's a big fire raging through their city, through their town, and people are sleeping. And here's where I'm kind of pissed off, is emergency management specifically and proudly said we did not turn on the tsunami sirens because we didn't want people to wake up and run to the mountains into the fire, because that's what a tsunami alarm is for you to wake up before the tidal wave comes and kills you. You got to go to high ground. So they're saying that they would have done that and gone to the mountains into the fire. My question is, who's stupid enough to be half asleep at 3 in the morning, alarm goes off, big sirens, you wake up, it's dark and you're stumbling, what's going on? You open your door and you see a bright orange fire that's billowing heat like a blast furnace, and you go, oh, there's no tsunami, but you know what? I'm just gonna run into that blast furnace and kill myself. That's what you think they're gonna do? Hawaiian people are not stupid. They would wake up, open the door, see that there's a fire, and run the other direction, which is to the ocean, which is where you should go, into the water. But they didn't do that. He said, oh, we used the phone alert system. The phone alert system at 3 in the morning. Who the hell is going to get up at 3 in the morning just to look at their phone? Some might, but the vast majority of them are going to hear their phone beeping and then just ignore it. That fire is traveling at 50 miles per hour. Human beings don't run 50 miles per hour. So they needed to wake up and start going outside and running, but they didn't do that. They stayed in their beds. Their phones were ringing. Maybe they looked at it, maybe they didn't. I don't know. Maybe they even had their phones on vibrate. Some people have to sleep, so they leave it on vibrate. Or maybe they didn't even have phones, because a lot of people are rejecting technology, and some people don't even have phones. I got 2 uncles that don't have phones. So yes, there's people out there that don't have phones, especially in smaller towns. Some people don't have phones. Turn on the damn sirens. So the director, or the head of the Maui Emergency Management Agency, proudly said, I didn't turn on the sirens. Like, he was proud of it. And then he had guys behind him backing him up. Hey, you did the right thing. And then what happened the next day with that guy? I'm not going to say his name. He doesn't deserve his name to be said. He resigned. He resigned. What does that tell me? When someone makes a decision where hundreds of people die, and then you resign because you were the head of the emergency team that was supposed to save lives, and you resign the next day, you're guilty. You know you're guilty. So I would not want to be that guy right now. There's going to be a lot of people that are not happy with that guy. And what pisses me off is he works for the government. I already said it before, I don't trust the government. And look, there you go. There's a perfect example why I don't trust the government. Because they make decisions that lead to people's death, and then they don't man up to it. Human beings make mistakes, but don't just scurry off into the darkness at night and not take responsibility. That's bullshit. He should have come back, apologized, and accepted the responsibility for not turning on the sirens. He resigned. He resigned. Leave a comment below. What do you think? You think he did the right thing? You think he did the right thing by not turning on the sirens because people would run into the fire? If you believe that, leave a comment below. Let me know if that's the right thing to do. What else? So another thing that bugs me is that the people that did get up and did run out and did see the fire and did run into the ocean and dive in with their babies, leaving their pets behind, leaving all their pictures of their family behind, leaving everything behind, just this and their babies, and that's it, in the water at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, whatever it was. Why didn't the emergency management agency activate the Coast Guard? They have a Coast Guard out there. They have a big Coast Guard. And guess what else they have? The US Navy is out there. They have submarines, they have special forces, they have Navy SEALs, they have SWIC, I'm sure, out there. They're always training. Oh, they have MARSOC or whatever the Marines have nowadays. The Marines are out there in Kaneohe Bay. They have quick reaction forces. They have assets. But my point is, Pearl Harbor is just in the island next door. I've been on those helicopters flying around the islands. I've been on the C-130s flying around the islands. They could have activated them and got people out there literally within an hour. Why didn't those guys get activated? Go out there and rescue these people and just get the assets out there. They weren't even out there the next day. Where was the military? They have all these military bases, Schofield, Army, Navy, Air Force. They're all out there, Marines, they're all out there taking up all this native Hawaiian lands. But then when the Hawaiian people need them, where are they? Why aren't they out there rescuing the Hawaiians, the people, the higher ups? Those are the ones I'm mad at. Why didn't you guys do something? Why didn't you guys point some fingers and make things happen and go rescue these people, or at least be there the next day for them? You may not have been able to get out there and save people from drowning, because there was hundreds of people in the water drowning. They can't tread water forever. I get it, you can't save those folks, but what about the rescue efforts the next day at least? The next day. Not happy with the military. The military should have done more, is my point. You should have done more. Military leaders, you should have done more. Where else am I pissed off? I heard that people with money, businessmen, again, businessmen, just like Sanford Dole, stealing the islands. Businessmen are coming back again. Investors, they want to buy the Hawaiian people's lands. And they're approaching them, with open arms. Oh, I heard you lost your home. You had a house 50 steps from the beach in Lahaina, and it's burned to the ground. I'm so sorry. Oh, you lost relatives. I'm so sorry. What if we gave you $1 million for that land? I know there's nothing there, but would $1 million help you rebuild your life? You're gonna have to go somewhere else, not build it there. You're gonna have to go somewhere else, like they did to the Native Americans. Oh, go to Oklahoma, the driest part of the country. Same thing they're gonna do to the Hawaiians, right? Go somewhere else with the money and rebuild. And we'll take care of the land. We'll rebuild it in honor of the Hawaiian people and be respectful and build something beautiful for the Hawaiian people, so we can make it into a modern day Disneyland for tourists. No. When Lahaina gets rebuilt, it needs to be rebuilt as a cultural town, a cultural center. And the tourism that gets brought to the town of Lahaina should center around the Hawaiian culture. The Hawaiian people need to keep their lands. So you guys keep your lands, don't sell to anyone. I know there's a moratorium on land deals for like 6 months or something like that. I don't know what it is. 90 days, 6 months, whatever it is. I don't care. Hawaiian people, keep your lands. Don't sell your lands. Don't give up your lands. Don't even get me started on First Peoples, Indigenous peoples, and Hawaiian people, Native Americans. Don't get me started on that, I'm telling you. But Stay strong, guys. My Hawaiian people out there, stay strong. Don't sell your lands. Well, that's another thing. The governor needs to be careful too. The governor should not go in there and just start rebuilding without reaching out to the people, the locals, the Hawaiians, and asking them what they want built and how they want the town to look and how they want it laid out. The governor should not just override and just start pointing his finger and making things happen on his own. He needs to work with the local people of Hawaii, or else he won't get reelected, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, I think I rambled enough. That's enough. I'll leave it at this. My heart goes out to you guys, to the Hawaiian people and the people of Maui especially. Prayers go out to you guys. Stay strong. Do not sell your land. I know the Hawaiian people are they're all about aloha and love and respect and kindness. But at some point, you got to put your foot down and become a warrior and stand up for what's right. Don't give up an inch, not 1 inch. And one last thing before I go, let me remind you that the United States Congress approved over $113 billion of aid money, taxpayer aid money, to Ukraine, a country that's not even a NATO ally. They are sending them billions of dollars to fight a war and to rebuild their infrastructure, and they're not even a NATO ally. Yet an American state like Hawaii is destroyed, and we don't see $1 billion being given to our own people. And one last thing, let's not forget the sovereign kingdom of Hawaii was stolen in 1893 by the United States government. So in my opinion, if you're going to steal something, at some point you're going to have to pay for it. So sorry for the negative video, guys, but I just felt like I had to say something. Stay safe out there, guys. Enjoy your life.